you all for coming. As you're aware, this is designed to be a bit of a training for new committee members, knowing that often this time of year is when we end up with new administrators accessing their Member Jungle websites after AGMs, things like that. But it can also be great as a bit of a refresher so that we can make sure that everybody's got the correct contacts and support permissions and things throughout your website. It's always something that's worthwhile managing and making sure it's all up to date. What we might do, we do have a Q&A session at the end of this. I might pause in between sort of different sections of the webinar so that if any question arises while we're within that specific area, then we can attack that then. But we will have a Q&A session at the end as well. Okay, so the first thing we want to cover is how you can add administrators and authorised contacts to your website. So some of you might be aware that there is a few different permissions and accesses for administrators within the website itself. We'll go over what those mean, how you can create new administrators access. Sorry, I've just got someone trying to come in. How you can create those new administrator accesses and if you need to customize specific access for certain users, then how we can go about that as well.
Can I ask a question? What do you mean by administrators? What level of functionality?
So we're going to address all levels of functionality. Our main administrator is called a site administrator, which means you have full access to the website. It is the highest administrative access you can have. But it is possible to create customized admin roles where you can have just specific areas of the website available to somebody. So if you've just got an events coordinator or a communications manager, then you can give them just permission to only access the areas of the website that's relevant to them. Okay, so jumping into the back end of a website, just using my demo website, so it's got a whole lot of all sorts in here because it's been demoed several times. So what you'll be able to see is you've got the top right hand corner where your name is, and you've got an organization settings. So organization settings, sorry, just letting more people in. Organization settings is where you've got all of the details of your organization, and in here is also where there's going to be the website contact email, which is the default email that your website's going to use from various modules, and it's going to trigger notifications to that email address. So if that's somebody's personal email address because they've been the webmaster or who's been responsible for receiving all of those emails and they've now moved on, that's somewhere that you need to make sure is up to date. And that way, if you have a contact form completed, any events, membership, store, anything like that that doesn't have a specific email address set for that particular module, then it does use this default email address. So obviously you need to make sure that's always kept up to date so that the website's always notifying the right person. On the left over here, we've got authorized contacts. And in here is where you can set your site administrators, which, as I mentioned to David there, is somebody that has full site administrator access. The highest permission that you can have within your website. You'll be able to access every module, every page, give access to others, and you can also access and change payment options and details as well. So it is something that you should keep relatively limited, but we always do recommend at least 2 people have this access so that if somebody's away or manages to lock themselves out for whatever reason, generally that's incorrect username, password 10 or more times, but sometimes it might just be that you've forgotten your username and you're not receiving the emails to reset your password or something like that. you might no longer have that email address. So we do always recommend have at least 2 site administrators, but it is something that you need to be cautious giving to too many people as well. To add a site administrator or to add anybody into any of these ones here, you just go into the add field here and you can start typing and it'll search. Really, I don't have a thread. You can have a, it'll give you the options of anybody that matches that person. A support contact down here is somebody that should be given access to our support portal. So from Member Jungle, we have a full support portal where we can assist you with any questions that you have as you're administering your site. Everybody that is within the site administrator access here is automatically included as a support contact. But if you've got somebody that has a customized role and isn't a site administrator, you can add them in here as a site support contact, so that gives them permission to contact us and request that we can help them out if they've got any questions. And lastly, in here is the account contact. This will be who is sent any invoices, remittance and things like that. That is who our accounts department will contact if there's any billing issues or anything along those lines. If that's not included in here, then it will use the site administrators. So occasionally there might be a administrator that isn't a member, or for, well, not even for some reason, there's often members that like to keep their membership separate from their administrator login, just so that they can always log out and see things as an administrator. Quite often also, a membership might be under their personal email address because they might have their family included, whereas if it's a custom domain email address, then for a committee role, then quite often I'll keep them separate as well, because then obviously if that committee member no longer fits into that role, then that just can't hand over to the next person with the role. So occasionally they are kept separate for those few different reasons. And if you do find that you need to create a new login for your new administrator, you can do that here in the security module. So in the security module, you can run a search to see if there is anybody with a login. There's lots with mine. If there's anybody with the login or the email address that you're going to create the login for. So if it has been a custom domain email, then it might just be that you need to update the details of who is now running or owning that email address. If it's going to be completely separate, then on the left here, you can click on add an account and you just need to create the login details. So there's only a few different required fields here. So first name, last name, username, password and email. You can create that. That creates them a login. It doesn't tie anything to it. So at that point, there's no permissions, there's no membership or anything tied to it. It simply creates them a login. And then you can go and add that into your organization settings as an authorized contact so that they can use that login as their administrator login there. If you have someone that doesn't need full site administrator access, or you prefer to keep that fairly tight, and it's not only for security reasons, obviously you want to protect your member data and not have people changing your payment details and things like that, but it does really simplify things for the administrators as well. So when you've got someone that only needs to look after events, they certainly don't need all of these other details all in here, so that it just makes it confusing. If you give someone permission to just access events, they only see the events module. To do that, what you need to do is, still in security here, we're going to go and create a role. So we can have a look at what roles exist. And when we create your site for you, we do create a few different roles for you. Quite often treasurers, some committee members and events coordinators and so on. So there are some in there that already have some customized access and you just add the users to those roles. But you can create completely custom roles as well. So on the left here, we're going to click on add a role, and we'll call this events coordinator, for example. Now I've got lots of roles on here, being a demo site. So it's this one here that is inactive. So I'm going to activate that. And then what we need to do is go into this permissions icon here. And this is where we're going to dictate what permissions this person should be able to do. So you've got page privileges, which gives you a list of all the top level navigation pages. And that will enable then, if we were to add one of those, that gives us the ability to make them a page viewer, which if it's a public page, anyone can see anyway. A page editor, so they might just be able to come in here and edit the page, the events page. And a page approver. So if you don't give them a page approver access and only give them the editor, it will make them submit that to you, any changes, so that you can then review it and approve it before those changes are live. And then down here, you've got module privileges. So this is where you will have every module that's on your website all listed in here. And you can select which modules they should have access to, and then dictate what type of permission they should have. So there's a bit of a summary down the bottom here of what each of these mean. They can vary a little bit from one module to another, yeah, essentially. Sorry, is someone? No, just a bit of feedback. They can vary from one module to another a bit, but generally, as a rule, a coordinator can only add and edit the items that they have added. So they can create their own events. They can only edit the ones that they've created, and they can manage those as well to be able to see who's coming, who's registered, and so on. So there is the list of modules here matches all the different modules that are on your website as well. So this one's got quite a lot of modules. So you can give permission to all those different areas. Back in the roles area, once you've created the permissions within your role, you can then allocate that role to an account. So whether you've created just a login account like we did up here, where this person isn't actually a member, or if they're a member and they already have an account on your system from their membership, you will be able to find them when you click on the accounts section over here. They are all in alphabetical order by surname, so we will just scroll down, select who should be able to access the events here in this situation, clicking on add, and that will then give them that events coordinator role. Now when they log in, they will see the back end like this, not the sort of members side of things, but they will only see the events module here. If you have AGMs on a set date each year, then you can set an expiry date in there as well. Or if you've just got a webmaster that's coming in to do 3 months worth of work while they revamp your website, you can set that expiry date so that automatically drops off that role once that date has passed as well. Okay, does anyone have any questions about any of these permissions or roles or anything related in this area?
I have a question.
Oh yeah, is that? Oh yeah,
Lisa Moore, Astronomical Society of New South Wales.
Okay.
So a lot of ours is set up with treasurer at asnsw.com, which is me, but I'm actually stepping down from treasurer, but I still want to be able to have access. I think you've probably explained it though. I can set it up so that I can give access to myself with a personal email address. Is that what we can do?
Yeah, so when you create this, create your account in here,
yeah,
you have to have something unique. So you might make your, you might make it Lisa and then the last name admin, for example, Or
Yeah.
as long as your first name, last name, and username are different, then you can use the same email, vice versa. So as long as there's something unique in there that differentiates you from whoever the new treasurer will be, then yeah, it doesn't really matter what email address you use. You can certainly just set yourself up a new login, and then give yourself permission.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And then I've sort of want to subtract some permissions from the incoming treasurer as well. So I'm going to have to just juggle it. I think I'll have to probably ask you separately if I get stuck.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think your site is probably new enough that under the roles, you should have a treasurer role somewhere there that has what we would typically expect a treasurer to be able to see. So your site payments reports,
Yes.
dashboards and things like that. So you might just be able to create their login and give them just that. But yeah, if there's any tweaks in there, then yeah, feel free to let us know and we can help you with what permissions they might need.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I've got Central Coast Four Drive. Is it Michelle?
Yes, it's Michelle from
Hi,
Central Football Drive Club. On the site administrator, I have at the moment full site admin, and when and as I'm the secretary, I'm not able to delete that. So I will be stepping down.
Okay.
From that's the plan, from full site admin.
Okay.
So because we've got 4 site admins, and I'm one of them, but against me there is no delete button. So how do we change that full, the main site admin person?
So you can have any of the other site administrators delete you. It's just that you can't delete yourself from there, because it would automatically just cut you out of the system because you're logged in with that permissions when you're trying to delete yourself. So yeah, anyone else with that site administrator access can remove you.
Okay. All right. No worries. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to cover, we head back over here, is how you can access help and support. So obviously there's going to be times when you're finding your way through the system, particularly if you're brand new to it, and you've got questions, need some help, or need some instructions from our team. All of these things are unlimited on any of our packages. Anybody can contact support as long as they're either a site administrator or a support contact. And we do have a couple of new features in here that you might find really helpful as well. So heading back over into the website, we now have what we've called Jungle Vision Guide. Now, Jungle Vision Guide you'll find in the back end of your website, and it's this little blue stars icon up the top here. Clicking on this, you do have lots of different options. You can generate images, you can generate content, layout of your website, even ideas. Tell me what sort of events I should be holding because I'm a dog obedience club, for example. And it's really good at generating those sorts of things. On the little cog down the bottom here, you can select what type of questions you're going to be asking it. If you select support, you can type your question straight into here. So, how do I archive a member? And it will search all of our support articles and bring them all back to you with an answer that can combine various different ones, and let you know exactly what the steps are to do that. So this should be your first contact, because generally it's going to give you an exact answer, exactly what you're looking for, and step-by-step instructions. You do also have the ability, so you can clear that and ask as many questions as you like. If you can't find what you're looking for, every answer will have a link at the bottom to go to our support portal should you need to. If you can't find what you're looking for in that, we've got a help icon up in the top right here, and it will give you some suggested articles for the page that you're on. So at the moment I'm in roles and in security, so it's giving me all sort of security and role related articles. I can, sorry, I don't want to ask a question. At the very bottom there, again, not what you're looking for. We can go straight through to the help board, which has a great search functionality. You should be able to find what you're looking for in there. And again, if we go through to one of these articles here, it has images and step-by-step instructions of absolutely every module within your site. If, again, you can't find what you're looking for in there, then up in the top right, there's contact support, and you can raise a support ticket. We've got a dedicated support team that get back to you fairly quickly, and they'll be able to direct you to your answer. We also offer some training. So roughly every fortnight, we do a free Q&A or webinar, and you'll find those on our website. So on the Member Jungle website, so memberjungle.com, under the Learning Centre, we've got free training and webinars. And you can see in here, we've got the rest of the year's worth, generally every fortnight. And you can jump into here and register. Obviously, you've all come in and registered for this webinar, and yeah, it's the same process to do so for that one. We also have. Sorry, I just seen.
Do we come in on the same link that or continue or on the link that we were allocated, or do we come in on the member name that our club is?
So it is a separate website to your club.
Okay.
So it will be its own login to the Member Jungle website to register for any of the webinars.
Okay, and when we click on the link, it'll be the same, similar to what we did this afternoon. We come into a waiting room and then we get put into the
Yep. We use all the same systems. The system generates a link. It'll automatically email it out to you.
Okay. So no passwords required or anything like that.
No passwords to actually come into the session. Obviously, a password to log in and register on the site.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks.
No problem. Okay. Also in here we have our Learning Centre. So the Learning Centre is it's all of our blogs and articles. They're written by our fantastic content manager, Piper, who makes them really entertaining and easy to read. But there's some really great articles in here that will give you really good ideas on how to get the most out of your system, how to increase membership retention rates and make money out of using your system, all sorts of different things in here. So use the search field up the top here, and there's always some really great articles. If there's anything that you search for in here that you can't find an article or an answer for that you think would be helpful, please let us know. We're always looking for articles to write that are going to help you as our customers and also potential customers that need questions answered before they actually sign up to using Member Jungle. Okay, also under our Learning Centre drop down here, we have an online course module. So this here gives you access to various different courses. They're all free. Again, you will just need to use your login to our Member Jungle website, not your club website. But you'll be able to log in, enroll in any of the courses, and it'll take you through all of the different chapter content, which educates you on that particular module, and works its way through the various chapters, and will tell you exactly how to use them and get the most out of them all. And lastly, we also have some information for you to supply to your members. So if you get a member that says to you, I need to I'm having trouble logging in or renewing, for example. On our member information page, this will give a link for you to share with your members that will tell them exactly the process that they need to follow to log in, to renew their membership, all the things they're going to see and do as they're going through that process, so that it's all laid out and there for them. There's lots there on the mobile app, and down the very bottom there's also some various videos that you can share with your members on different how-to guides and things as well. Some of these ones here are useful. We get a lot of organisations that contact us, particularly for things like how safe their data is, and things like that, given the amount of scams and things around recently. So all of these different articles are aimed at the members themselves, so that you can use those as tools to send out to your members with the information that they need. And the final option for training is our committee training sessions. So these are designed to be personalised training sessions that are using your website, however many members or administrators from your organisation that you want to bring along. It's all recorded, personalised for you guys, and has and will obviously be recorded so that you can go back and review that or share it as you hand over your committee position to the next person as well. So that's all available. That final one is a paid option because it is one-on-one or one on however many you need to bring along, but it's completely personalised as well. Okay. So that's really all of the administrator changeover side of things. Did anyone have any questions as far as making sure your admins are all up to date with permissions and things like that? Anything relative there? Yeah, is it Nick?
Nick again. So, Nick McLaren again. You said that you can petition areas so that only a coordinator can access them. If that coordinator is attempting to access an area that they don't have a permission for, is there any flagging or pop-up or any notification that the reason why they can't get to an area is because they've been restricted from that area? Otherwise,
it actually just doesn't even show the module.
Okay.
So it's not visible to them to know that it even exists if they don't have the permission to see it.
Okay.
Okay. So for those that are brand new to Member Jungle and just starting to use the admin side of things, I assume you've probably been a member in the past or as well, leading up to now becoming part of the committee. So you've probably seen the member side of things. But to give you a bit of an overview of what Member Jungle is, basically it's a membership management system that integrates in our membership automation, our events management, so you can create events that are ticketed and sell tickets, or just registrations, which is like an RSVP, or you can just have those events advertised so that your members can see what's coming up and they don't have any action needed. All of these different things are all within the integrated website, which is branded, your club branding, logos, information, and you've got the ability to create as many pages within the website as you like. We've got a latest news module and an integrated mobile app. So whenever you add content into most of the modules, so news, events, blogs, store, countless other ones, chat, they all go over into the Member Jungle mobile app as well. So every club website has a mobile app, and you use the same login details that you use for the website to log into the mobile app. There are additional privileges for administrators logged into the mobile app. So when you log in with admin permissions for the first time, Don't panic if you see a list of every member and all of their details. That's only available to people with membership administration. Your members can't see all of that personal information. And there's lots of other little features as well. So do log in, check it out, and it's a really great thing to encourage your members to use that mobile app as well, because it's a really great engagement tool and keeping the members up to date. Greg, you've got a question?
Yeah, hi. Quick question about events. We had one a little while ago where we wanted to invite external people who are not members of the club to come along, but we did want to keep a track of how many people were coming. Does it allow you to do that, or do people have to set up a temporary registration for every person?
So if you're wanting everybody to register so that you can see who's coming, then they will need to give you some sort of details. We have only recently, in the last couple of months, released a express checkout in the events module, so that they don't have to create a full account to attend an event, but they do have to give you some details to say who they are and how many people are coming along. So check that out. There is some information on our support portal about that. I'm also doing a webinar next month that will cover that as well.
Okay,
yes,
thank
they
you.
don't all have to create an account anymore.
Great, that's much better. Thanks.
No problem. Okay, so we also have the digital membership cards within the mobile app, and they are visible to the members on the website as well. These have a QR code and barcode. Quite a few of our organisations use a point of sale system or a POS system to scan those into their clubs and so on. But it's also possible for you as administrator, when you log in to the Member Jungle app, you've got a scan functionality where you can scan your members' membership cards with your mobile app. And that can mark them as having attended an event, or you can create just a scan report and put in details as to the reason why you're scanning their member card, and that's all exportable as well. And we've also got an online store. So the online store is available to have the members see the products both on your website itself, so there can be a standalone store sitting on a page on your website. They can be linked to the mobile app, so your members can purchase directly from the app. And it can also be prompted to your members to add those items to their cart when they're joining or renewing their membership, or they make it right through to checkout. We have a lot of other functionality as well. So if there's ever something that you need to add on to your website, it's worth asking us. Chances are we've got something that would cater for you. Things like online course modules and CPD management and videos and all sorts of different things. So definitely worthwhile checking in with us if there's something that you specifically need to help you make running your club easier. Okay, so we've gone through it a little bit quicker than I anticipated, seeing we covered questions while we're at it, but yeah, was there anything else that that has popped up for you while we've been going through all these different things? Any questions and anything you'd like me to cover? No. Oh. Yeah, Nick.
You were saying that can we get reports of administrators and the various support and coordinator roles? Is there a downloadable report or a way that we can get a comprehensive list at various times to check who's got areas that they can access and stuff like that?
There's not a specific report that's able to be sort of exported out.
Right.
If you know, so if we just jump back into security here, if you go into your roles here,
yeah.
You can go into the different accounts in here. Most sites don't have such a crazy amount of roles like I do. You can either check the people within the roles or the roles within the people to double check that everybody's got the access that they should. So this here is having a look at who has this role But we can also go into the accounts itself and have a look at a specific person and see the role that that specific person has as well. So while it's not an extensive report that can sort of be spat out for you to double check, you can check those specifics between people.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. That's probably a good point as well. It's worthwhile coming into here and checking that these roles are all updated when you do have those committee changes as well. You might take somebody out of a site administrator, but they might be in the committee role, for example, in the security area. So yeah, these are all worthwhile checking out.
Thanks.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay.
I'll ask one question.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have a checklist or a cookbook or something for people that are pubs that are totally new to Member Jungle that says this is the first thing you need to do, this is the second thing, not in great detail, but just like a checklist so that you can know which order to tackle them as much as anything?
Yeah, sure. So depending how far you are in your website build, you will either have a settings area here. If you're sort of a bit further along and most of those are ticked off, then your settings area actually moves to up under your name and into settings and help. And in here, your one will look nothing like this. Hold on, let me give you one that's a bit more current. So just going to show you, I can't think of one that's particularly current at the moment. So I'll show you our screenshot of them. So, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. So you'll have this settings area in the back end of your website here. As mentioned, if it's not beside the security module, it will be under the drop down under settings and help. It will have a checkbox with each of the steps that you should go through to build your website. Each of the headings are all links to link through to instructions on how to do each step. And as you tick them all off, it will progress you through the setup percentage at the top there, the setup bar. At the bottom, it has some videos and other articles on setting those things up as well. But yes, I would work your way through the settings there. If you can't find that, then yeah, please yell out. Okay, Lucy, I'll have a look at that. It's not under your drop down under your name either. I just saw your one.
There's very few things there. It's only got my account, view public, my site, site payments, and log out.
Okay. All right. I'll double check your access as soon as I jump off this for you. Fix that up for you. Okay. Was there anything else anyone had before we wrap that up? Okay. As I briefly mentioned earlier, we do have another upcoming webinar. It is in amongst our Q&A sessions. So I think next fortnight's a Q&A, and then the following one on the 27th of July, we're going to demonstrate our latest features that have been released in the last 6 months. There's some really great administrator features on the mobile app now, and things like, as I mentioned earlier, the express checkout in the events and things like that. So hopefully I'll see you all at that one as well. But again, it will be recorded and emailed out to anyone that registers. So if you're not sure if you can make it, still register so that we can send you a copy of it. Okay. Yeah, Greg.
Thank you.
And myself, quick one. How do I find out about these upcoming webinars?
We are going to include them. Are you getting our newsletter? Do you get the email newsletter every month? No? Okay.
Sorry, our treasurer passes on mostly, but
okay.
not directly.
Okay. I will add you, Greg Nielsen. I will add you as a contact to get those newsletters. But you will also find them if you go to our memberjungle.com. You will also find them under the Learning Centre and then free training and webinars.
Okay.
So you'll see them all in there. You can register for all of them. And yeah, I'll add you as a contact to have that newsletter sent through to you because it's got lots of new articles every month. And we do include the upcoming training listed in there as well.
Okay, that's got the Learning Centre there. Okay, beauty. Thank you. Sorry to take up everyone's time with that.
No problem. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. I hope that was informative. And yeah, hopefully we will see you all next month.